Good morning, everybody. Insomniacs unite. I say good morning, but it's still dark out there. Don't know how good a morning it is yet. Have to wait for the sun to come up. God, I can't wait for this daylight savings time to go away. At least I can get up in the sunlight. How's everybody this morning? Good to see you. Welcome. Welcome to Sunday morning coffee with Mitch, and been waiting for this. Managed to try to hydrate a little before I have my first coffee. Make sure that I don't introduce caffeine until I've been up for at least an hour. Today I've been up for 2 hours. I don't know if that means anything or not, but it makes sense. Try to let your body wake up naturally before you introduce stimulants. I heard that somewhere a long time ago, so couldn't hurt. Anyway, my friends, we've all waited for this, me included. My coffee cup this morning says, of course I talk to myself. Sometimes I need expert advice. Drink it if you got it. Drink some more of it. Lori says Sunday's his favorite day, the beginning of a 6-day Mitch stretch. That's very kind of you, Lori. Thank you. Thank you. Glad to hear that. Well, 46 people here. Peter's here. Hi, Peter. Good morning to you. How are you, my friend? Good to see you. And we're going to get a panel going today. I'm going to put the link right now in the chat and pin it to the top. Come in and join us. Come in and join us. And it's Sunday. We'll kick off a new week. But everybody else is just taking a day off. Let's see. Who was the first one in yesterday? Lori. Wow. What time was that? That was at 2:19 a.m. Well, I put this thing up fairly early yesterday morning. I hadn't checked to see if anybody had actually chatted here yet, but evidently YouTube did away with all that. So for those of you who chimed in to say hello before 2 o'clock in the morning, thank you. But I don't know who you are. I can imagine, however. Patty's Garden. Patty's at 3:48 morning. It's early, but insomnia has gripped on me. Always the same. Went to bed about 10, wake at 1, get up, drink water, look at the tube, try to go back to sleep. My body wants to eat. I say no. Wow. That's... Sorry to hear that. I'm not a sleep expert. I can't help you too much. Mike Seeley, early this morning, Tampa Bay. How you doing, Michael? Good to see you. Good to see you. Lori's Another insomniac. Finally had breakfast at 4. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah, we all have very different schedules and very different reasons, I would imagine. Who else was in here early? Mike Seeley Sr. was in here. Jerry was in here at 6:13, which really seems early, but that wasn't very long ago considering it's only 7. Andy Beddoes, Mandy, a little more sane hour over there in the United Kingdom. Michael Pregler, good morning, everyone. Today is a candlelight vigil for all the organ donors' families. Should be a good healing. Is that like a national event, Michael, or is it local for your area? I haven't heard of that. Hadn't heard of it. And we have Aaron here. I can imagine why you're always up early in the morning with that little army you've got living with you, making coffee. Yes, the magic word. A magic word. And Nikki W., good morning, Mitch and the Mitch Fits. How you doing, Nikki? Good to see you. Lucy Work is here. Good morning, everybody. And Patty checked back in, and we're sneaking up on 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. Jerry just finished watching Maria Emmerich's video where she just got back after traveling and had over, is that 100 spider bites? What? Yes, 100 spider bites? Holy cow. I was apologizing to her audience about losing weight. Poor gal, she was sick. I could imagine. She's lucky she's not dead. Some of these spider bites can be horrible or deadly. Where I want to know where she went so I can stay far away from there. Tuka checked in. Hi, Tuka. How you doing? And who's the first one in at 7 this morning? 6:59, 6:59, 6:59. Yes. Why am I not surprised? Robbie Archery, and gotta call this a photo finish. And Lambs. How you doing? And Peter got here right at 7. Wow. Wow. Don Chager checked in. Hi, Don. I'm waiting for people to fill up. So far, nobody's come in yet. Beginning to feel like a lonely guy. Does the link work? We'll find out. Let me know if it doesn't. Anthony is here. Francine Bourgeois. Good morning, Francine. How are you? How you doing? Barry Simon's here. Hi, Barry. Good to see you. Brody, YYC says, that's the first time I caught your setup. This setup? I'm surprised you hadn't seen this. I usually, you ask me, have you ever tried a vertical mouse? No. I have 2 mice here. I have one on my, they both work. I have one for my right hand, which I'm trying to train, and the one I've gotten used to using on my left hand because I had to. I couldn't use my right hand for quite a while. And I never realized what fine motor skills in your hands you need to actually use a mouse without getting muscle fatigue really quick. Jerry says I do the same too before coffee. Jerry, that's I think it makes sense. I think that we really should allow our bodies. We have all kinds of natural things happening to us first thing in the morning. Our body gets ready to awaken and start doing what it has to do. We get a cortisol spike. We get sugar. They call it the dawn effect. So it made sense to me. And in thinking back, I think the first place I heard that advice was from Andrew Huberman. Y'all know who Andrew Huberman is? Not to be unkind, but I used to have a tremendous amount of respect for him until I found out that he was pushing incredibly hard, selling people athletic greens, if you know what that is, the AG1, that green plant powder. It's got to be pure poison. Nobody yet? I see you down in the chat where Tuka says he thinks I'm tired of hearing him talk. Not true, Tuka. Not true at all. I don't know where you got that idea. Said he's just going to listen today. If everybody else does that, you're all going to be just listening to me today. Johnny Drone Flyer. Hi, Johnny. How are you? How are you, my friend? Good to see you. Michael Breakfast says every day is a day off. Maria is on a weight gain right now. This trip wiped her out. Yeah, I met her a couple of years ago, I think at the Keto Orlando Summit. And she was so thin. She's always been thin. She's always been thin. So she's one of those rare individuals in the world that isn't trying to lose weight with the rest of us. trying to put weight on. Yeah. Lewis. Well, hello to you too. How are you, Lewis? Come on in and see me here. See, Tuka said last Thursday I heard Mitch is tired of listening to me. Where did you hear that? You didn't hear it from me. Oh, so misunderstood. I'm so misunderstood. There's Lewis. Loogie. I'll get to you in a minute. How you doing? How you doing? Hold on a second. Always somebody comes to poor old Uncle Mitch's rescue here on Sunday morning. Ernie Earnhardt. I've seen the No Kings protest yesterday in my small hometown. What a crock of shite. Wow. You know, I try to shy away from talking about politics here. But I agree. I agree. AP and Ned is here. Good morning. Good morning from Alberta, Canada. I thought you lived in Arizona. I don't know where I got that idea, but good morning to you. Good morning. Peter says, Maria promotes and follows protein-sparing modified fasting, where she eats super low fat with high protein. She lost so much weight on that plan. She's look emaciated. Yeah, she looks anorexic. It's been a long time, and she's involved in a lot of videos, and you always notice that how thin she is. I don't honestly think there's any merit, in my opinion again. My opinion always seems to be bucking everybody else's. well, maybe not everybody else's, but a lot of people, because everybody's got so many wildly differing opinions on how much fat we should eat, and most of it is brainwashing. I think we're just so used to seeing fat associated with bad health outcomes and gaining weight by the message that subconsciously we may be biased with that. But this protein sparing modified fast, I don't think there's really any proof that when you fast, you actually lose muscle mass. You lose primarily fat when you fast. And a lot of people misunderstand what the term protein modified or protein sparing means. Protein sparing means it's supposed to be a fast that keeps you from losing protein and muscle mass. And by doing that, what they do is they go eat a higher protein and lower fat. And I wouldn't be surprised if it has exactly the opposite effect. And number two, that's the furthest thing from a fast that you could do. Because a fast means you don't eat. So all these people come up with all these wild things. They make tons of videos, get tons of views, if they're somewhat popular, start trends. Everybody else jumps on the bandwagon. And we got another one of these things that we have going on right now, in that everybody's hearing the message that if you don't eat carbs, and I talked about this on Carnivore, you're going to be harming your health. And this is the last one of these nonsense things that kind of gets a life of its own. I saw some political commentator put out a video the other day. It had Anthony Fauci's picture on the cover, and it's on the thumbnail, and it said, "Get ready, they're already working on starting the next pandemic. It's political. They're going to do it to us again." I hope it was just nonsense. I hope there's no truth to it. But if I had to pick which reality to believe, I believe the one that has the most evil players involved in it. And I'm afraid it worked for them the last time. It was COVID that got Joe Biden elected. I don't care what anybody says. That allowed them to screw out the voting and all that stuff. I know this is a conspiracy theory, but it's been proven out. And they want to make sure that they take back control next time. So we have no King's protests going on everywhere. Wonder who's paying for that. We have look forward to the next pandemic, being locked up in your house, and I'm glad I'm old. I'm so glad I'm old. Let me not depress everybody this morning. Lewis, talk to me.
You know, you always complain that no one comes, and then you let me sit in the green room for 10 minutes.
Well,
I'm just kidding.
You haven't moved. You're still sitting in the same chairs.
I know.
I was kind of hoping to have a little company for you. There's a method to my madness. There's a method to my madness, and
I understand.
I didn't want to put you on the spot.
Have a panel.
Yeah, as the only person. So if all else fails,
everyone else. Let's get sensible. Put a shirt on and jump on.
Well.
Everyone
Where's Rick? Where's Rick this morning? Yeah, I know where Rick is.
Yesterday during the live, Rick was having some audio problems again.
Yeah, I know, and I think it's really kind of funny.
Is Rick in the chat? I don't even know.
No, he's not in the chat or anything. He's not here.
While he's not here, I want to show you something.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me get my. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. I want to get my. There we go. Okay.
Did you see the video? Did you see the video he posted of him chasing the iguana down?
No, I didn't get a chance to watch it.
But did you hear about it?
I heard about it.
So I gave the scene to ChatGPT.
Oh no. Okay.
Just saying, I said, just make a comic, like a cartoon like image, and I gave the scene, very detailed image.
Was it a video or just
No, just a picture.
That's cool. It looks like
And
Rick's got the same hairdo.
And well, I uploaded a picture of Rick. I said, I want this man holding a large iguana by its tail, recording the whole thing with a cell phone. That's what he's doing. He's not taking a selfie. He's recording him chasing down the iguana. And I said, and you need to see his bike in the background next to a chain link fence, because the iguana couldn't get away because it was like trying to get through the fence.
Yeah.
And I said, and they're in Florida.
Did you tell it to make the iguana look happy?
No, I
It did that on its own, huh?
And then, and this is how effed up it is, right? Then I said, okay, I want the same guy, cooking the iguana in a pot in his kitchen, like dreaming about eating the iguana. And it wouldn't do it. It said, I can't make things of people cooking animals.
No. Well, I'm not surprised.
I swear to God.
That's something. I am not surprised. And that just goes to show you that when you use this artificial intelligence,
mm-hmm.
It's not intelligent. It's politically biased. It learned.
It is what we put into it.
Right. It's garbage in, garbage out. So you can't rely on, I don't think you can rely on most of these things.
No.
On any legitimate and actionable health information, because you're always going to get the government narrative somehow baked in. Now, there are people that have, by continually boxing it into a corner, narrowing it down, you finally force it to find the other side, find our side information in the data. But that's usually, as evidenced by doing Google searches, on page 75, you finally get to that. And AI will finally get to it too and tell you the vegan diet is deadly. But a lot of people have made videos about that, about how they've forced AI. But what good is that? I mean, if you're a clever debater, you can force anybody to have words come out of their mouth that are totally opposite of what they believe. And attorneys do that all the time by how they phrase questions.
Yeah, it's all about how it's all about, and they're saying in the chat too.
Yeah,
it's all about how you do it.
But I mean, it's very entertaining to use it for making Rant Man and Duck Man. And have you ever seen any of Amy's?
Yeah, of course. I've seen them all.
She's very talented with that. Her music video there about Bacon Woman, and
but yeah, she made the theme song, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never asked Amy what which AI model she uses to generate video.
She didn't generate AI video. She generated a lot of AI stills and put them together in this changing triple looking thing. It was entertaining.
What they use Grok for. I never used Grok.
Yeah, we used Grok. Yeah, Barry Simon did Rant Man for me and used.
And you probably have to pay for that, right?
No, it's free right now, and you can use almost all of them. I got a coffee from somebody. Wow.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. Someone in the chat was asking you to put your QR code up.
It's anonymous. Who was it? You remember? I won't. I don't want to. It just says someone. See, if you don't put your name in there, I don't know who it is. So,
Right,
if you're in the chat, you're in the chat, thank you so very much. Bought me 3 coffees. Only 3 coffees. That's one of the
coffees taste even better.
Sometimes I don't feel very appreciated, but when somebody just goes ahead and buys me a coffee without me having to plug it, that makes me feel appreciated. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And the link is in the description, so I don't really need to put it on the stream.
I know someone was asking for the QR code.
So anyway, maybe Rick doesn't want to come today because he thinks I'm upset about what happened in his live stream yesterday.
So I wasn't really there the entire time. So do you want to tell me what happened?
Well, basically, I said, I sat in the chat for at least 3 hours and didn't say a word. So now you tell me, what do you think was going through my mind?
Someone said Mitch 3 times, at least.
3 times. Mitch was the main event in that chat. I mean, they were talking about everything from my religious views to I'm going off the deep end. I'm losing my mind. I think Mitch rants too much. I don't like that. Blah, 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 blah. And when I'm sitting there watching, I was saying...
And Rick was interacting with all those
No, Rick was defending me.
Oh.
Rick is a gentleman. Rick actually came out and said, look, I'm not going to say those things. I respect Mitch's opinion. If he doesn't want to hear the word, if he doesn't want to see people telling them that he needs to find his salvation in Jesus,
right.
If he doesn't want to see those words in his chat, that's his right. And I went through such mental anguish trying to figure out how do I get that message out without making people think that I want to take their religion away. And I'm so clear about that. And yet I still see so many people who are regulars and tell me they love me all the time. Think that about me, that I'm such an evil man. And that hurt me, but I didn't say anything. And then finally, somebody said something about me. What if Mitch is watching?
And then is that when you revealed yourself?
I'm watching, and here's the thing. So I'm watching, and I mean, I was hurt, but I wasn't angry at anybody because we all do the same thing. We all gossip about people behind their back. That's normal. I expect it. In fact, I'm almost a little, believe it or not, I'm almost a little flattered by it.
Listen, there's no bad publicity. There's no.
It's not publicity. I'm after.
But when people are talking about you, it's flattering.
It means that I've made at least I've made an impact on people, that they don't just dismiss me and never have a random thought. So I wasn't upset. I was laughing at most of it. And what really was funny was when somebody put up a comment like that, then 3 or 4 more of them would say, yeah, I think so too. Everybody, that's...
And Rick, Rick goes through each comment. He clicks.
Yeah, I know he does. And he puts them up on the screen, and I'm sitting there watching. Then Michael Perry says, Mitch, if we didn't appreciate you, we wouldn't be here, would we? Well, I know that, Michael. And why do you think I'm here? But this is great. What people don't understand, and I don't ever want to tell people what they need to understand, but I think what people miss sometimes is if you study psychology, if you study human psychology, every time these things happen is a great lesson in how the human mind works. And it's how I look at these things. I try not to take it too personally because I know people... Hey, you got to love me. If they didn't love me, why the hell would they even come to be involved in this thing? So, I mean, I'm not holding it against, but I think most of those people are not here today in the chat. I think they feel
They
like
got
they
a
got a
little-
hand with their hand in the cookie jar,
Cookie jar.
and they're embarrassed. But I don't be.
I mean,
Don't be
I don't think Rick would feel that way.
No,
You
I
know,
hope not. But what
others,
was
I don't know, but
so now? Listen, let me explain my YouTube setup here.
Okay.
My
Oh,
YouTube,
Rick is in the chat.
Rick, how you doing? Oh, my computer died. Oh shit,
Let's get
Rick.
the quack quack. Rick, come on, use your cell phone. Come on, Rick.
Wait a minute, hold on a second. Hold on a
no,
second. I got to get over to the right bank here. I'm not going to just give Rick a quack quack. I want to give him a symphony.
I think that's the sound they make when the guillotine is coming down.
Thomas is here too. Great. Cell phone died too. We need to
Let's
take.
go.
You know what? Hey, Rick. I don't know if you can even do it. Do you have a bank account, PayPal, or anything that you can tie a Buy Me a Coffee account to?
I know.
Get yourself a Buy Me a Coffee account. Will you please, Rick?
Even Rick, you saw all those Rick-related T-shirts I designed.
Yeah.
You can make a bonfire account, Rick.
I'm telling you what, Rick.
$25, make a few dollars a shirt. Who cares?
I know that you're very proud of the fact
you need a bank account.
that and if you have a bank account, get a PayPal account, and I'll make a pledge. I'll make a pledge to you, my friend. I'll make a pledge. If you get a PayPal account and stop being so old-fashioned and proud, and give us a way to help you out, I'll put the first $100 in there for you towards a new computer, so you can come out of the 1980s into the wonderful, bright today, and
listen, let's make some heart attack chicken T-shirts, and Rick the 40-year-old, and we'll cross off Virgin. We'll put Carnivore, whatever you want, whatever shirts you want to make.
Yeah, and you got a big following in this world, Rick.
Yeah.
But
Every helps.
But you don't. You need to have. If you're going to be a YouTuber, I know that you take great pride in the fact that you managed to keep this old shit working like you do. But get yourself some equipment. And if I don't have any old computers. I'm still using fairly, believe it or not, the computer that I'm on right now is at least 5, maybe 6 years old.
And that's old. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's an old HP Axiom, a Dell Axiom, or one of those. It's a Dell. It's a gaming computer. It's an.
Well, when you got it, it was powerful for its
time. It's still powerful
and that's
now.
Probably why it lasted this long, because
it's
5
plenty
years for a
powerful.
computer in this time is very, very long.
Yeah. I use it for my studio, but I can't, and I use it to edit videos, and it's powerful enough for Premiere Pro and things like that. So it's still fairly up to date. But I got a new notebook, a new Asus notebook that has twice the power of this thing in a notebook. I mean, and I use that for editing my 360-degree camera videos, because this computer just falls short of that. So Rick, we'll be happy to help you out. Rick hasn't commented on he's gone again. I think there he is, Rick. I had no idea people cared that much about me. Oh, come on, Rick. Absolutely.
These are the shirts that I created for I'm not making any money. I'm selling them for basically what Bonfire charges. Can you see it on the
Which
screen?
is too much, because I use Bonfire too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We use it for I lost you. Hold on.
Is that QR?
You only see that one tab? Oh, hold on, wait, let me change it.
Yeah. Yeah, all I saw was I didn't see a T-shirt. I saw a list of T-shirts.
Yeah, I'm sorry. These tabs, let me tell you. All right. Present.
That's why when I share things on my live stream, I don't use the present tab or anything like that.
All right.
That's why
this is the first one I made.
Okay, let me get it up there. Yeah, because then I got to do this. There you go. Quack. That's
So
great.
this is for Hack Your Health.
Yeah, I know. I get. I
Wear
figured that
Hack Your
out.
Health,
That's
and
great.
that's the Muscovy duck.
That's
comes
great.
in different colors. I like the yellow one personally, but it comes in white as well. And then we made a Milton and the
Charger. That's great.
and the duck and the charger, right? And then we made this is my newest one, Roadkill Iguana. From pavement to plate since 1983.
Well, why doesn't Rick start publicizing these?
Well, and I would even just give him the images and let him make his own store.
Yeah, exactly. Well, look, where do you think I got? Where do you think I got the Mitch Fitz logo?
Yeah.
You people send me these things, and the Rant Man, Heart Attack Chicken. Those are great, man. If you ever need to find a new day's job, not that it's not a very crowded field, but graphics designer, that's super.
Rick's Dumpster Chicken, always fresh. And that's funny because it's not.
That's great.
And then this is one of my favorite ones. This is called Miami Wildlife. And it's Milton, Muscovy duck, and an iguana.
And the iguana. That's great.
And there's actually no reference to carnivore on this one. It's just Miami Wildlife.
Well, you don't have to. It's great.
Yeah, and then these are not Rick related. These are just
Well, you put a lot of time in there.
No, not really.
Rick, you got friends, man. You got friends. And Rick backed me up yesterday on the live stream, and I just want you to know you're a gentleman. You're a gentleman. You're a gentleman. I mean, Rick, I could sit here and make fun of you from morning to night. You give us all a lot of ammunition, but I wouldn't do that to you because I have respect for you. At any rate, what I was going to tell you. Oh, Peter has joined us.
Hey.
Hiya, Peter. How you doing? You finally get dressed?
You know, I didn't catch really hardly any of Rick's things, so this is all news to me. I had my mom's 85th birthday party. I was just in the very beginning part, but that was before any of what you're talking about happened. I didn't see.
Well, it's not a big deal. It really isn't a big deal. It was flattering, like I said. I'm not either. I'm not all that upset. In fact, it's not the first time, and somehow, sometime during his live stream, the conversation comes around to me. Especially if I'm not there, and that's one of the reasons I consider that part of my Saturday morning entertainment.
Yeah,
I tune in. I say, wonder what they're saying about me now.
Well, I think I think people they want to talk about, hey, why is Mitch like that? Why can't he take a simple Jesus comment and just let it go in his chat? Well, they don't know what you and I, Mitch, grew up with. You know?
I have no idea, and they don't want to know it, and they don't want to hear it.
But I know, but they can't even understand. It's not even in their mental makeup to understand it, so they can't understand it. They think, oh, this is such a big non-issue, no big deal.
After you had that, after that incident where you ended the stream abruptly and then you ended up editing out the ending of it for the replay.
Yeah.
I actually was going to email you because I will never know what that feels like.
Yeah.
Nobody
Lewis,
can.
let me just tell you this, Lewis.
And
when I was a kid, I
feel bad.
Hey, Peter, I don't know if you can't hear Lewis.
Oh,
but
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The two of you end up talking at the same time, and I think you can't hear him. And so Lewis, when you're done talking, say over.
over and out.
Over.
No, but like I got beat up a lot of times, Lewis. Because I was Jewish. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I got jacked up one time, and my locker was the most traumatic event in my life up to that point. This big Irish guy, his name was Robert Walker, or whatever his name was, and I just remember he used to bully me, and verbally, and then one time just came up to me as I'm at my locker and just jacked me up in front of a whole bunch of people. You know how embarrassing that, girls I liked and stuff like that, and just jacked me up against the locker and said something Jew boy, whatever, and over nothing, just because I'm Jewish. I mean, I don't know that people, and this is at like the tender age of like 14, 15 years old, So,
yeah,
no one knows what that's like to be persecuted just because I've got a J on my chest or whatever you want to call it.
Well, but anybody who's just been bullied, and that's unfortunately very common, knows what it feels like. Anyway, I made a video. I made a video, Lewis, and I said to explain it to people. Here's why it triggers me, and here's why it brings back memories that are incredibly painful and will never go away, and that's like PTSD.
Yeah,
and that's when I realized that I never experienced that.
No, most people haven't. Well, and listen today. This is interesting. This is very interesting take on it. Christians feel like they're being persecuted today. You see it all over the place. Christians are being concerned about being persecuted in this world, especially in the last 20 years with all the Muslim stuff going on. Muslims feel like they're being persecuted. Everybody feels like they're being persecuted, and then every time that happens, and Peter knows what I'm saying, I look at them and I say, wimp, you have no idea what real persecution feels like until you've been Jewish. Think back to Hitler. Think back to 5,000 years. Think back to the days of the Ten Commandments. You think, and I say, where are my reparations for what you did to my ancestors? Not even.
Yeah.
Not even the possibility of it. All right, so let's get off of that.
Let's change the subject.
Yeah, let's talk about happy things.
Let's look for some cues. Let's see. How much fat should I eat? I have diarrhea. No, I'm kidding. No.
Oh, God. I was going to say less. Just eat less.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, well, let's talk.
Back to Maria Emmerich.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But she's strong. You have to give that to her. She has a good build for her size. She's a very petite woman anyway.
Yeah. But I will tell you that she recognizes, I think she's finally starting to recognize for sure that she needs to gain some weight. That's for sure. She realizes she's too thin. You know what I mean? Which is a good sign anyway, that maybe she will increase the fat a little bit. She just needs to increase the fat a little bit and she'll be fine.
Yeah.
Amy says you way to deflect, Lewis. Way to deflect.
Yeah, that was good.
Well, you got to understand.
See where it was going.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, it's a subject of deep trouble and compassion for both Peter and I. And
yeah,
I did feel that way. I did.
We very rarely ever get a chance to come out and express our feelings, but I don't like to talk about it either because I don't like to remember it. I like to go on to other things. At any rate, I wanted to tell you some funny things about the live stream yesterday. I have an account, my first YouTube account. When I first watched my first YouTube video,
a stealth account,
20-something years ago, and the account is on a Gmail name. That's the account that I have registered with premium. So
that's
my old guy account. So my old guy account, if I was to be logged in as old guy, I'd have to watch all those friggin' ads. So the only time I ever switch accounts in the browser is if I'm going to be on a chat in a live stream. I wanted to show up as Old Guy Carnivore. Otherwise, it shows up as Mitch. Okay, there are 6 subscribers on that account. I think they're my kids.
Your family, right?
Yeah. And a couple of videos that I put up there for one reason or another. The account is 20-something years old, and that's the account that YouTube knows me as personally. That's where all my subscriptions are. Very rarely do I subscribe to an account from the old guy, because why?
That's the one where the algorithm is.
Yeah, so as far as YouTube's concerned, I'm Mitch, and I changed the name because I wanted initially to use that account. So I actually changed the handle on it to Carnivore-Mitch, but Google still puts it up on the screen as Mitch when I use it in the chat. And I never use it in the chat, but I forgot. I was logged in. I'm watching Rick on my Roku, and the comment came up that said, "Wouldn't it be embarrassing if Mitch was watching?"
I love it.
And I said, "Mitch is watching," and I've been watching. And right away somebody said, "We got a troll in here who's, it's not really Mitch. It's not really the old guy." I said, "Oh, fuck." So I changed I went over and I switched accounts back to old guy. And I went back in immediately and said, "No, it's really Mitch." And they still didn't believe it. So then Rick says, "Well, we have a way. We know how to figure." He says, "Let's find this Mitch guy in the chat." He clicked on it, go to channel, and up comes my channel. It says Mitch.
The fake channel. Right.
My 20-some-year-old channel. I says, "Well, that might be a troll." And I'm yelling at, "Do you not see the word Carnivore-Mitch right there on the screen looking at that channel?" So then he says, "And now let's go to the old guy comment." And sure enough, comes up old guy Carnivore, 46,000 subscribers. That's Mitch. Yeah. That's Mitch. There's no way for someone with a troll account or a fake account to have that account direct you to the real account when you click go to channel. It's impossible.
Yeah.
So, but people came back and says, "Yep,
So
I guess it's really a troll." Somebody actually, somebody named Against the Grain, that says, I don't know who he is. He says, "Well, I'm convinced it's really a troll." And if it's not a troll, he would answer me. So I typed in real quick, "Hey, Against the Grain, this is not a troll, it's Mitch." And he still wouldn't believe it. So I said, "The hell with him." Stop worrying about it.
The problem is I think us as just viewers, we don't have the ability to click on the and show account.
Try it. Right click on that or left click. It doesn't work.
That only you can do in the studio.
Huh. Or
which is good for you, because if
you can do it on the browser. I've got this stream up here on a browser. Let me see. It may be
So when I click on Amy, I have report or block. You want me to right click?
No, not in StreamYard. In YouTube itself.
I'm in YouTube, yeah. So when I click
okay, let me see. Let me show you something. I'm going to show you something on my screen here.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have to make it big or not, but I'll leave it like it. Well, let me.
Yeah, just get rid of us.
That's right. I'll do this. Put you over on the side. Okay. Yeah. So here I'm in a regular browser.
Yes.
But I'm logged in. If you look up here into YouTube, is my old guy logo. So I have a chat here, just like anybody watching the stream would. And if I go over here to Amy and click on it, I get all these options that say channel activity, go to channel.
Channel activity, go to channel.
Replace pin message. That's because I'm logged in as Mitch. I mean, as old guy, and this is old guy's stream. So YouTube knows that I'm the host, and it gives me those options even in a regular YouTube browser.
So we don't have. You
don't have it.
No, we don't have it, Mitch.
But Rick had it yesterday because it was his stream.
The person can always check. Right?
Okay. Yeah. Well, I know that it doesn't give a lot of these things. Doesn't give you the option of removing a user, putting a user in timeout. But
Right.
that's how that works. YouTube works in strange and mysterious ways.
Rick, Juliet wants you to know to ask you to check your email. You will be getting something soon. If you can hear me, Rick, since no one can contact you.
Yeah, Rick. Yes, it does not work for viewers. Yeah, correct, Rick. Correct, Rick. Well, you got 109 people here on a Sunday morning. Can you imagine? It's really funny. I was watching that thing, and I chatted for a while, but I came away from that mixed emotions, and it took me a while to come to terms. You know, I had posted yesterday that video, which is something that would be good to talk about, and that is this ridiculous trend. The ridiculous trend of people thinking maybe there's something to the fact that carnivore is not good for me. Who started this? I know I've been falling for it for a long time, and I've got my own ideas on it. And I put out one video months ago where I basically bought into it. Yeah, I heard all these esteemed people talk. Rob Sivas is championing this, putting out video after video about it. What the blood tests are showing, and carnivores are.
You got kiltzed.
Yeah.
Well, no, but Sivas was way before that. Remember?
No, Sivas has been doing it for a long time, for years, and
for a while, yeah.
Right, but and
he
he's talking
does
about
not eat carbs though. Him himself doesn't.
He eats carbs. He's keto. You know, Jesus Christ, that guy.
No, JC.
He's well, I can say that. He's
I'm
one of
just
my.
kidding, Mitch.
He's Jewish. He's Jewish. I'm the only guy. Just like the brown people can use the N-word, I can. You know,
I don't care. That's why you're saying. I just said that's the trigger word.
Well, that's how we use all these things as colloquialisms.
You think Rob Sivas eats carbs?
Well, that's his whole channel. He's a carb addict.
Yeah.
Is he skinny? Is he thin?
No.
Well, duh. You know, duh. When some 300-pound guy comes along and tells you he doesn't eat carbs and he's a strict carnivore, you have to call bullshit on it because there's no way.
If I see him in Hack Your Health, I don't see why he wouldn't be there. He's in Florida. I'm gonna ask him how do you eat?
He's not going to go. He's not going to go.
He would go.
He won't go. He doesn't need this.
Yeah,
no.
True.
He's look, I got a lot of respect for the guy. He's very smart.
Yeah.
But he's not doing this for helping people. He's doing this
to make money.
As a promotion for his business.
Yeah.
He's so busy and he's so expensive and does so many tests and he gets a cut from the lab and he keeps hiring people and he very rarely even sees a patient, I don't think, for very long.
He has 304,000 subscribers. Not that many.
Yeah.
Not that many. I thought
Well, that's still a lot. And he's got to land over his business. And so does Eric Berg. And so does Ken Berry. Doesn't mean they're bad people and doesn't mean they're not devoted and dedicated and believe in what they think. But they're not here like I'm here, working for $1,000 a month, you know, of donations and coffees and people using my Amazon links, and working it like it was a full-time job. If I wanted to make money, it wouldn't be doing this on YouTube. I would put together an organization designed to capitalize on YouTube and affiliate marketing and all these. I know how to do that stuff. I'm retired. I don't want a full-time job anymore. I don't want to have to rule over an empire of people that don't do it. Kilt's trying to build that right now.
Yeah.
But he's 10 years younger. He's 10 years younger than me.
I think Dr. Kilt's, you know, so generous, you know. I think that is not the question.
No, he's one of the finest human beings. I don't think he's doing it for the money.
He would give everything away for free.
Oh, I know that.
I think the people around him are like, listen, we need to charge a little bit. And he is not charging a lot for his membership.
Well, he's got to make, you'd think he'd No, I understand, and everybody.
He has to pay now. He's got to pay Alia. He has people to pay now. He's got.
Yeah, everybody came down on me for thinking that I was really hard on him that morning, and I did repost that rant from the thing. But
I thought although the content was good, I could not get past the part where I felt like it in some ways he was hurt by it. He would never admit that, and you know that.
I felt that too.
Yeah,
I felt that too, and I felt bad about it. But do I change the passion I have for my message about what's causing this problem? I would hate to lose Kiltz as a friend, but if it meant that I had to stick to my guns on this point, that carb addicts cannot eat carbs, okay? And he came out the other day on his live stream, basically said there's no such thing as carb addiction. The mind is the master.
Yeah,
That's
but the
his
problem
line.
is...
Now, wait. Let me finish.
Okay.
Peter,
Yeah.
that's the problem. He's not a severe carb addict like I am.
Right.
He cannot understand. On the other hand, he justifies an occasional drink of alcohol. That's his addiction talking. Otherwise, why would he poison himself? My stance on alcohol is I'm not an addict. I could care less. I don't want it. It never haunts me. I wouldn't drink if somebody stuck it in front of my face. I understand why that happens. But when you're an addict, you're not thinking. Your addiction is thinking. So what happens, even me who knows exactly where the addiction's coming from, I get an inkling of an idea that I would love some blueberry ice cream. I immediately will latch on to all of these experts that tell me that I should add carbs because that's what I want to hear. My addiction wakes up and says, yeah, that's probably right. If you don't eat carbs, it's probably bad for you. Mitch, you need it. And I go, yeah, that's it. I'm going to be able to control it. This time I'm going to be able to not binge. And this time I'm going to be able to keep it in control because I have to. Otherwise, I'm going to die because my blood sugar went up 5 points over 10 years, you know? And I rationalize it. And I make a video about it, which I feel ashamed about now. That I made that video that might somehow encourage other people to fall into the same trap as I did. And that is, give my addiction an excuse to rationalize the behavior. And what happened was, the whole 3 pounds of blueberries and half a gallon of cream was gone in 2 days. And I was ready to order 6 pounds of blueberries next time. And when I said, not a good idea. And that's when I was able to maybe exercise a little willpower after I'd eaten enough of that stuff to make me sick. Okay, so I know it's a bad idea. So yesterday, I keep hearing all this talk about being carb addicted. And I find myself thinking about this again and trying to. And I said, I need to draft an experiment, a real experiment, not just some publicity stunt. And I need to learn more and find real techniques. And that was misunderstood by almost everybody too. I came out yesterday and I announced and showed you pictures of my 3 pound bags of blueberries in my freezer and the half a gallon of cream in the refrigerator and my pledge not to touch it for 30 days. Everybody thought, well, that's on its face. I came out and said, I don't think I'm going to make it. Okay? I don't think I'm going to make it. I've tried how many times? Since I've been a carnivore, I've fallen into this trap at least 5 times where I tried to, when Kiltz gave me the ice cream maker, that fell right back into the trap again. Took me a while to get over it. What is that noise? Peter, is that you?
I hear me typing. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. No, I just hear a scraping noise, very loud scraping noise.
No, I don't hear that.
at any rate, I said, well, there's no sense me just trying to not do it because I'll fail. I'll fail. And I started to say, well, what can I do? What can I do? And this is the key. And nobody got this. Nobody picked up on it, which is good, I guess. Because I figured I was going to it was a secret I was going to let out as a drama of, as Mitch, this is, I was going to play this up into a big thing, where everybody has a countdown going on, like one of these challenges, How long can Mitch hold out? I said, what else can I use? What other tactics can I use? Because I know I can't. If it's there and nobody knows about it, I'll eat it. And I won't tell anybody I ate it. And that's what always happens. I said, what if I proclaim it to the world and obligate myself like we do in these challenges to stick to it? Will that enable me to have more self-control or not?
Yeah, but couldn't this happen? You proclaim it, but you don't, and you eat it, but then you don't tell people you ate it. Couldn't that happen?
Well, could happen if I was a dishonest liar, but I'm the most honest guy you ever met in your life.
Okay.
I would not do that. And my plan is this. My plan, I ought to go in the refrigerator right now and since you said that, and take a marker and write all over it, write the date or something that can be compared to it on day 30, if I make it. If I make it, when I film me going back into the kitchen, pouring the cream down the drain, opening the blueberries, dumping them in the trash can, and saying, here's what I learned. And what I hope I'm going to learn is this. Number one, I'm going to journal every craving I have. If something triggers me, I almost yesterday ended it right there. After Rick's live stream, I was upset.
Oh, you're going to eat it?
I said, fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm going to just eat that shit. I'm not going to tell anybody about it, and we're going to leave it at that.
Yeah.
Because I was emotional. But you know what stopped me?
What?
I just published a commitment, a promise, and I don't want to break the promise. So it wasn't anything but the accountability of promising somebody something that enters into your thought processes, and that leads you to would lead me to a recommendation that everybody who is a carb addict, and again, we can't listen to non-carb addicts. We can't take advice from non-carb addicts. And there are people who are carb addicts don't know it. They'll cheat and won't even consider it cheating. They'll justify it somehow. You did it for a long time, Peter. How many times? But you came out and admitted it. How many times did you fall into a chocolate bowl?
Oh, yeah. I can't, Mitch, I can't have it in the house. I will break. Of course. No, I will break.
So then you understand. But you can't expect people who don't experience these things, like Lewis said. He's never experienced some of the things that we have. You can't expect them to understand or even take it seriously. You have to talk to people who have gone through it, and you'd think if you listen in this society that carb addiction is just a minor problem. And the reality of it is carb addiction is the only problem. Everything else is just a subset of the fact that people crave sugar. Well, what the hell do you think craving sugar is? It's a carb addiction. And the only way for somebody who's really addicted and cannot control themselves, like most of us, if people could control themselves, the world would be full of skinny people right now.
Yeah.
The fact that everybody's fat and sick is evidence. I mean, what more evidence does anybody need that people can't control themselves? Now, they don't view it as a weakness. they've rationalized their behavior completely. Everybody does it. It's fun. How can I go to a football game without eating junk? How can I go to a party? I'd have no life. This is normal. It's not my fault. They don't even understand what's
So
been done
Mitch,
to them.
yesterday, I was telling you, yesterday was my mom's 85th birthday party. And there's everything there, and everyone's eating all the stuff. You know what I mean? It's all everywhere. There's birthday cake and all that stuff. And, you know, was I able to lay off a piece of birthday cake? No, I had to have a little cake. But I know that once it's gone and it's not in my face, I'm okay. You know what I mean? But
Right,
I shouldn't have, but I did.
But if you can live like that, it won't hurt you. And that's the point Kilton's trying to make. I know that if I had that piece of birthday cake, it wouldn't have been enough.
Right.
Wouldn't have been enough. I would have stopped. I would have had to stop at the bakery on the way home, and it would have had to. So let me finish the thought I was talking about. So it dawned on me that the accountability is also a factor in keeping you from succumbing to your addiction, which led me to thinking that maybe community and support is actually as or more important than understanding why you're addicted, which is the basis for all addiction programs. It's the support. Alcoholics Anonymous. And then you bring into the mix sponsors, buddies, so that when you get triggered, you got somebody to immediately get on the phone and can help you. And without the support, without the community, without the sponsors, nobody'd ever get cured of being an alcoholic without the program. A lot of things about that program I think are hokey and don't work. I basically think they're replacing one addiction with another. People go in alcoholics and come out addicted to donuts and coffee and cigarettes. They're still, they got off the alcohol. Well, and I'm saying to myself, oh, here's Thomas. Hi, Thomas. There we go. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, and good night. So at any rate, I think that people we need. I'm trying to find out. Are there a whole bunch of actions that I can lay down? Right now, my little program consists of recognizing your addiction, admitting to yourself that it is an addiction, learning that it's the most powerful addiction that humans can be addicted to, next to sex. It's right after sex, the addiction to sugar. And we all know what fools people make of themselves in the quest to satisfy that addiction. Sugar is not much further behind, because you learn and accept the fact that it's the oldest and original addiction the human beings had, because it was tied to their survival in times when there was no meat. They had to eat these carbs. And the body had to be compelled. And all the physiology that drives these addictions was a survival mechanism without which we wouldn't be here. People should really understand that much. But then, once you understand that this is really happening, you got to learn, number two, be honest with yourself. Don't delude yourself, because everybody's self-deluding themselves. And everybody's saying about, not me, I have self-control. When I put my mind, bullshit. Everybody's ever told me that in my life falls off the wagon in 3 days. And God knows how many carnivores I tried to start. Oh, I can do it. When I put my mind, 3 days later, Doritos and beer by the swimming pool. Because you don't have conscious control. So you have to basically admit, maybe you're not as strong a person as you like. People don't like to admit weaknesses. You got to admit that to yourself. Mm-hmm. So that's the extent and limit of my pretty much how to deal with your addiction. Always have food around. Throw away the scale for the first 30 days. It's not about losing weight. It's about changing your physiology. The only chance you ever have of curing your addiction is through the route of changing your physiology, because that's what makes the cravings go away. If you don't do anything to make the cravings go away, now you can take drugs, that makes the cravings go away. Yeah, but you got to make the cravings go away. So you can't live as long as you're having the cravings, and you can't succeed. So now we're at that point. We got people understanding that, but why do 90 plus, 95% of people still fail? Still fall off the wagon? Still have to eat like you, Peter, have to eat maybe they can't handle it like you. Maybe they can't just eat the one piece of cake. Maybe they're not like kilts. They can go out to the Four Seasons and not worry about how much seed oils and everything. Maybe they're not addicted that strong. That's great. People don't need to be strict carnivore to be healthy. There's healthy people all over the world eating the Mediterranean diet. You know, as long as you stick to pretty much real food, you're going to live a healthy life in most cases. But it's the people that keep falling for all this lunatic, no meat, no fat, low fat, plant-based, vegan. These are the people that are poisoning themselves, and because they're cultists, they bought into this. They're doing it for the planet. The bullshit, political bullshit that we get on us all day long. And we're killing ourselves because we all want to be admirable and wear all the different ribbons that show just how much we care. That's the world we live in. Now, the reality is we're a bunch of animals roaming around in the jungle trying to stay alive. That's the reality of it. That's the world. And the laws of the jungle apply. And the laws of survival and survival of the fittest apply. And I would hate to see this ever come true, but if you think human beings are so civilized, you take away the food supply. Take it away. All the store shelves are empty. Can you imagine what would happen in our society? What would your first move be? Would be to put whatever food you got left in a place and surround it by people with shotguns, because your neighbor will come and kill you for it unless you kill him first. But what does that sound like to you? Sounds to me like the law of the jungle. Hollywood has no problem depicting these things. How many dystopia movies have you seen? Mad Max. The behavior of these people, no conscience anymore. It's all about survival. Well, that's the real world. That's the real world. We don't go into the jungle and admonish the lion for cruelty to animals. For God's sake, he's surviving. So we're trying to survive. And we're trying to go against the money and the corruption and civilization in general and go back to the jungle so we can be healthy. But we have these addictions. The best way we can avoid society's pitfalls today is with community and talking about it, understanding it, and having techniques that work. Now, you all know there's a ton of addiction therapy programs out there for drug addiction, for everything else. There's rehabs that you go to where they have a 28-day program. Anybody know the real recidivism rates for those rehab programs? Almost 100%. Do you know the success rate for Weight Watchers after 5 years? How many people? Almost 100%. It turns out that the business models of these rehabs and Weight Watchers rely on repeat business. Repeat business. Because they know that in a few years their customers are going to be back. They don't want to cure anything, just like the medical profession. They just want to gain a customer for life that keeps coming back and spending money. We're a threat to those people. We're actually a threat to those. The only people that would benefit if carnivore took off and became popular are the cattle ranchers. the meat producers. The insurance companies go out of business. The doctors would all have to find something else to do. They have to close half the hospitals. There'd be no job for a nutritionist, a dietitian, or any of these other bullshit professions that we've invented to make sure people don't fall off of it. That's the reality. So my message is one of reality and frustration that doesn't anybody else in the world get it. I know people get it. Unfortunately, most of the people who get it are the ones that are the perpetrators. The food scientists that work in the food companies, they know how to addict people. Are they out there telling people you're an addict and here's how you get off it? Hell, no. Their job relies on it. The doctors, they're not telling us. We might get healthy and not need them anymore. I don't need my doctor anymore. The medical profession, other than an accident or a stroke, makes zero money on me anymore. The drug companies, I take no drugs. They make zero money on me. They don't want me telling people how I do it. So they're propaganda machines. Every time we ramp up our actions 10%, they ramp up their actions 10,000%. And make sure all the people that are on their payrolls do anything they can to make us look bad and scare us. And that's what's going on now with this. We need to add carbs to our diet.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
I have a
sorry
question.
Sorry about the rant, guys.
Well, here's my question. So if you do succeed in your experiment and you don't touch the blueberries or the ice cream, and at the end of 30 days you pour it down the drain, whatever, then did you just prove that Kiltz is right, that the mind is the master?
No, not at all. I tried that already 30 times. Doesn't work.
But that's what would happen in effect
No,
if you were
that's
successful.
That's not what I would have proved. I would have proved that accountability, honesty is the key. The community support is the key to push that to the point where you can control it. Because how many people, that's the basic constraint that we're used to living with. This is key. The basic constraint that we're used to living with in our society is the threat of being punished for doing something wrong. It's the basis of all law enforcement, of discipline in the military, of parenting children, of religion. That's what religions, organized religions, are built on. The fear of God. Behaving, doing what, stay in line, doing your part. Thou shalt not kill. 10 Commandments stuff. That is an effective method. Accountability. And I'll use it as an example. If today was National Screw the Speed Limit Day, and law enforcement got an edict from the government saying that today there is no breaking the speed limit is not against the law. You're not to write traffic tickets. You're not to pull anybody over. No accountability today for anybody's behavior on the highway. Would you go out and drive your car today on the highway? Any of you? I wouldn't. It'd be friggin' Mad Max out there. It'd be crazy. Every lunatic would be going, 140 miles an hour. They'd be running people off the road. Hell, no punishment. If I told you today, they've tried this recently, that if you commit a crime, you're not going to be punished. And if you get caught, there's going to be no bail. They do this in California. Is that going to reduce the crime rate? Nobody thinks anymore. If I told you today is National Rob a 7-Eleven Day, where it's okay to just walk into a store and take anything you want, walk out with it, and you won't be punished. Do you think people would be taking things out of stores? They don't even need that as an excuse. You just get a good riot going somewhere and they'll loot a store. We need accountability in our lives. Even if we think we're honorable and decent people, we still know if we don't pay our taxes, the government's going to come take our house away. So we pay our taxes. Are we happy about it? No. Well, the same thing is true with fighting your own addictions. The thing my theory is, and I've seen proof of it in all addiction programs, especially Alcoholics Anonymous, that a support and accountability are very, very powerful. We never talk about that because we don't, if somebody made a half-assed attempt at Overeaters Anonymous. Well, this is not about overeating. This is about wrong eating. But we don't have it, and they don't want us to have it. That's the problem. There's no money. There's no impetus. There's no passion behind forming an organization. It would have to be 10 times bigger than Alcoholics Anonymous, a lot better organized and more well-funded, and have real programs that really work if we're going to cure all this carb addiction. So we're left doing it one by one, getting together in small groups. And the reason so many of us are succeeding is because we're in these small groups. And when our message from inside the group conflicts so hard with the message we're hearing from everywhere else, from our doctors, from our parents, from our loved ones, from our men, who are driven by their own carb addictions, which is the irony of it, I'm trying to come up with a 10-step. I know AA's got 12 steps. I'd be hard-pressed to probably find 10. Method to deal with the addiction before you fall off the wagon. And I think some of the most important part of that is going to require having either a sponsor or a buddy, being a member of some organization, even if it's only a chat room and good old Uncle Mitch's morning live stream, but somewhere where you can feel, I'm not the only one going through this. That's why challenges sometimes work, because nobody wants to be the first one to fail. And that in itself is a strong motivator, and I'm testing that right now. Because I know, the one given that I know is I can't succeed without that. I've tried all my life for 75, well, even now. Peter, you failed. You still can't not eat the birthday cake. Now, whether it kills you or not, but it's certainly not something you wanted to do. You weren't driven by the fact that, I need to eat this birthday cake because it's good for me. Anytime you do something that you know is bad for you and you don't want to do, you got to say to yourself, why the hell do I want this birthday cake so much? And accept the fact that you're not as strong as you thought you are, and your addiction is winning the negotiations with you. And my mission here on YouTube has turned into trying to hammer that into people's heads because they keep suffering and keep failing and keep falling off. And the answer is very simple and very obvious. They're behaving like any other animal on the planet behaves. When your mind thinks you need something for whatever reason, and the reward for listening to that signal is pleasure, pleasure drives everything. And pleasure is dopamine response. It's so simple, and God, it doesn't need to be overcomplicated. So I'm doing this experiment, and I'm going to journal, because yesterday I almost fell off of it because of an emotional reason. Okay, it might be something else that triggers me. It might be a situation I find myself in. Well, I had to go out to this store, and all of a sudden I'm craving blueberry ice cream. And I'll keep track of that. And I'll maybe come up with some hints, like stay away from the places. First thing, become sensitive to your own feelings. We know that that's a good idea. Eat when you're hungry. That's the reason to eat. But this is not a simple thing. I'm trying to to come up with some very nuanced causes for why. And if something really does finally kick me off of this, in spite of all of these other things I'm doing, that proves to me that I was right about how powerful these addictions and controlling they are over us, even though the evidence is there for everybody to see. Maybe another way of looking at it. Will people understand it? Most people won't. Most people won't. Just like so many people wrote in the comments. So many people told me, I got, and I think they were helpful, but I got a lot of comments on the video yesterday when I said, people said, don't do it. Don't do it. You can't, you're going to fail, and that's not good for you. So why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Why are you punishing yourself? Why did Nick Dorwitz eat all those Oreo cookies? Trying to find something out. It's an N-1 experiment. And it requires you guys going along with me, because that's probably the most important part of the whole experiment. And that is my desire not to be the first one to lose, let's say, even though it's not a contest. More important to me, and it's going to bring me back into reality of conscious thinking from the control that my emotions have on me when I'm craving that ice cream. Is that strong enough? Because if it can help me, I got news for you. That kind of tactic can help anybody. And do I want to admit I'm a loser? Because nobody wants to admit they're a loser. How will it affect my pride in myself? These are all things that we think about in our conscious mind when it is basically under control. When our brain takes that control away from us and feeds those subtle rationalizations to us, the most prevalent of those, and probably the most identifiable one of those for people, is, I promised myself this is the last time I'm doing this. Then one of us hasn't said that to ourselves. Where does that come from? It comes from the subconscious is trying to scheme and maneuver us, because it knows, for whatever reason, even if it's not a valid reason, that it has to have this stuff or it's going to die. And that's why sugar addiction is so strong. At any rate, that's the deal. I was wanted to kind of string this out over 30 days, but at the end of 30 days, we'll see if the blueberries are still here. Now, people don't trust me. I can't help them. You said, how do I know that people don't lie? Well, people lie all the time. Gregory House, remember House, Dr. House, MD, his favorite specialist. Everybody lies, and you pretty well can't go wrong believing that.
So if the blueberries aren't there at the end of the 30 days and you've cracked, or whatever you want to call it, does that mean you're a failure?
Yes, that means I'm addicted. That means that.
But we already know that. But we already know that.
Well, what I'm not looking for an excuse to eat carbs.
Right.
I'm not going out there looking for an excuse where I can bring carbs back into my diet. There's no way I can do that. I already know that. Just like an alcoholic should finally know. There's nothing he can do to where he can start drinking again. We carb addicts have to basically say, that's it, abstain from carbs. What I'm trying to do is a little experiment to find out how we can better help people who have to abstain from carbs actually accomplish it.
Mm-hmm. So it's willpower, it's kind of a willpower experiment.
No, it's an experiment about how do I maintain control of my rational and conscious thinking at the same time my subconscious is trying to turn it off. That's what addiction is. Subconscious turns off your prefrontal cortex. You lose rational thought. I'll give you a great example that every man can understand. Maybe every woman can understand it. And you don't get that rational thought back until the addiction has been satisfied. Until the body gets what it thinks it needs. The greatest and easily understood and most identifiable example of that is sex drive. You see it in animals, and you certainly see it in humans. When your cat goes into heat, that cat is going to go out and get laid. And if they can't, they are miserable. They're not thinking like a normal cat mind. They have a biological imperative. Okay. When a human male goes into heat, because we do, we call it, and I get a little realistic here, but basically, we call it getting horny. Okay? We're going to identify with that, except maybe Rick, who I really admire for admitting it, because there's nothing wrong with it. It's just that we have a chemical biology pathway that makes us horny, and he doesn't. It's not his fault, or doesn't mean there's anything wrong with him. But most men can identify with that. And we start, in our mind, figuring out how am I going to satisfy this? And we go out, and we go to places that we probably shouldn't be seen at, and we hang out with people and chase women. It may not be the safest place to go. Sometimes we go out, men go out, and just pay for it. It's easier. Sometimes presidents of the United States take an intern into the side room of the Oval Office of the White House to do it, without any consideration of the consequences of their actions on their whole entire future life, and everything that they have built in their life so far can be ruined by one scandal, especially in politics. The drive is so strong, and the control over all the motor functions of the body, the conscious rationalization of good and evil, is thrown to the wayside by the subconscious mind, and we all rationalize to ourselves, it's okay, I need this. And we stop thinking. We stop even trying to find a reason. We are now driven by nature. We are back in the jungle. Now the clue and the real key that you have to be able to acknowledge what's happening in your own mind. And every man I know can identify with this. And every woman I know thinks that this is a fault in men. This is something wrong with all men. Because women are not like this. And once again, people who don't experience what somebody does cannot presume to understand how it feels or why. So you've just finally gone out, you picked up a girl at a bar, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, or maybe she picked you up. It works both ways. You went to her place. You weren't really impressed with it. That, it was very dirty and messy. That didn't stop you, though. You go at it for a while. The passion is incredible. There's no place in the world you'd rather be. And if all goes well, you have a climax. And if all really goes well, you both have climaxes. What do men want to do after the climax? Peter? What do you normally want to do? What's the first thing you're feeling after your climax?
Leave.
Leave. Relax. Now, if it's with your own wife, you say, "Oh, that was great, honey," and you roll over and go to sleep. What does your wife think after her climax? "I want to cuddle all night long." What does the man think? "Get the hell away from me, I need to sleep." This is normal behavior. This is not anything wrong. This is how we are programmed. This is how we operate. And the reason is this. There is a reason for everything. If you look hard enough, you can find it. And we need only look towards animals. And the fact that after a woman has sex, sex is not an imperative again for her. It happened. She's been inseminated. If she never had sex again, it wouldn't be it's because nature needs time to see if it worked and to produce a child. The man, on the other hand, has to say, okay, did that, but I'm out of it now. I'm done. I'm finished. There's no job for me here. My job is to impregnate women. I need to get right out there after and find the next one. And a half an hour after the man has the orgasm, he's out hunting for the next one. It's an imperative. The woman is ready to take a year off. It's not that anybody does this consciously or for any reason other than it is an animal imperative, because in nature, the greater the diversity of offspring, the greater the chance of the survival of the species. That's why opposites attract. There's so many things that the key around these programmed instincts that ensured survival. So, a man's job, and people who run stud farms for bulls and horses, they know this. That bull, give him 15, 20 minutes for his chemistry to get back straight. So you'll get horny again and they're ready to go. The cow, we got to let her sit and gestate for a while, see if it works. This is real behavior. We're the ones that have figured out all these strange things to blame people for, telling them that it's wrong and you're a sexist and all that other stuff, and men and women are exactly the same. Get tired of it. Anyway, I'm ranting again. You guys are listening. I don't know if I'm boring everybody or not. Got 110 people here. You're all typing away. That's how I can tell people are ignoring me. If you're not listening to me, you're just busy chatting away about it.
Listen, we when we know that when you are on a mission to communicate at a certain point, we just let you go.
Focus, right?
Yeah. Okay. So at any rate, thanks for coming, guys. I managed to get some stuff out there. How much of it makes any difference, or is even worth the effort of me trying to share it's taken me a lifetime to really recognize as reality. When I say reality, I mean reality. I try. I'm going to take the rest of the day off, so I'll let you guys say goodbye. I didn't really participate in the chat today, so thank everybody who came in here.
Thanks, everybody.
Rick says, you go now. Yeah.
You've been here for an hour. You're going.
You've been here for an hour. Yeah.
Oh no.
I tell you what, I really miss that guy, John Panette. I really miss him. I love this stuff. Love this stuff. All right, say goodbye, guys, and
See you later.
Okay.
See you next time I see you.
Take care. Thanks for coming. Thank you, Thomas, for coming. You didn't say much today, but always nice to see your face.
Thank you.
And you're clean shaven. Well, you got the beard coming back now.
It's coming back.
I like you without the beard better. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I go both ways. So sometimes I like it better with the beard. Sometimes I like it better without.
Yeah.
So
Well,
like as soon as I hate the beard, I shave.
Yeah. I just finally settled into trimming it close crop like this, just a goatee. Got rid of all that stuff on the side because it never looked real full.
And keep it clean or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of like this look, but who cares? Anyway, take it easy.
Yep.
See you later. Okay, that leaves just me and some happy music. There we go. Thanks for coming, guys. Thank you all for being here. Start a new week for me. I will see you tomorrow morning. See you tomorrow morning. Get that turned down a little bit. See you tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock right after Kilty. We'll see where he is gallivanting all over the world and do it all again. All without the panel. And I'll try to spend the morning just interacting with you in the chat and saying something that somebody wants to listen to. I can think of worse places to hang out. I really need to take the day off. Yesterday was supposed to be my day off, but I ended up working all day on everything. So, Jerry saying goodbye, Nikki, Jem, bye, Mitch, and Misfits. Good to see you. Jerry Voitush. Hi and bye, Lori, Anthony. Rick. Take care, my friend. Lewis, thanks for coming in. Good to see you. T-Pain Golf says goodbye, Roxanne, friend Aaron, Booby Goats, Mike Silly, Senior, Worthy Prince, Terry P. Good to see you. Good to see you, Laurie Whitesole, and DS111. Good to see you, my friend. Who else did I not say hello to? Probably quite a few. Quite a few. I wasn't paying attention. Lambs was here. John Mullins. Julia Mullins, I'm sorry. Julia Mullins. Good to see you. And with that, if I missed you, I'm sorry. So hello and goodbye to you. We'll see you tomorrow morning. For today, let's all take the rest of the day off and definitely eat meat.